Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for our main event of the evening. This is our tale of the tape super middleweight division, 168 pounds. Daniel Jacobs about a 20-1 favorite. He's 36-3 with 30 KOs. Gabe Rosado's record doesn't indicate how competitive, how dangerous he can be, and certainly how exciting he can be. And that's what we're hoping for here tonight. These are the rules. No standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. You cannot be saved by the bell in any round, and only the referee can stop the fight. Good. Jacobs always looks in phenomenal condition, but yesterday after the weigh-in, Jacobs was yelling at Rosado saying, "You look wide, you look fat." And Rosado said, "Are you out of your mind? Look at me."
Rosado's always been a huge junior middleweight. He's been a big middleweight, and he fills out nicely even at super middleweight. I mean, they both look the same size. But of course, the power is with Jacobs. Rosado's not a power puncher. He's just a big fighter.
I heard someone yell, "Relax." I think they're too relaxed. Somebody's got to grab this fight by the scruff of the neck and go for it, at least in my humble opinion.
No, Rosado likes to fight relaxed, and if he can get by the rounds without having to do much, and then maybe steal the round with a little flurry here and there, that's Rosado's fight. So he wants to calm down. He wants this fight to be as quiet as possible.
Left hook there from Jacobs. Chris, there's a lot of people watching right now that heard the build-up, heard all the trash talk, and they're like, what's going on here? I thought these guys were just going to be going crazy. They were going to go ham on each other. So far, this has been like a sparring contest.
Well, you know, look, if you follow just the trash talk, you might expect that, but people that know these two fighters, this was always a possibility that the fight would go like this. I mean, Jacobs is not the type that gets in there and just trades away with you recklessly. Rosado might do it, but at this weight class, it doesn't really behoove him to take that type of approach. This was kind of the fight many people expected it to be so far.
Punches through round 4. 23 landed punches for Jacobs, 22 for Rosado. And Chris, you can't tell me many people expected those kind of numbers, even boxing insiders, through four full rounds.
Oh, you certainly expected a little more activity. Jacobs is a pretty good defensive fighter as far as gobbling up some of those punches. Rosado isn't known for that himself, but yeah, you expect a little more activity from them. Maybe Jacobs will pick it up as this fight goes on.
Come on, guys, let's go, let him go.
Yeah, quiet fight is a good fight for Gabriel Rosado. Right now, Jacobs needs to start making some noise.
Yeah. I think Rosado would take any kind of win he could possibly get in this fight, be it decision, anything. As for Jacobs, you'd think he'd want to be a little sharper, a little more impressive. A lot of eyeballs on this fight for him. Some potential opponents down line were probably judging what he's bringing to the table here.
Nice right hand there by Jacobs. Good body shots by Jacobs. Now he's digging away. I think that might have hurt Rosado right there. Left hook to the body.
Got breaking news here. Gabe Rosado landed 10 punches in that round, Chris. That's the first time either man has hit double digits. How do you have it scored through 8?
It's got a 5 rounds to 3 for Daniel Jacobs, but I tell you, those punch stats we threw up in that last round, they would worry me a little bit if I was Jacobs. You know, with Rosado being a far more active fighter and maybe impressing some of the judges.
And usually, Rosado's face in round 9 looks like hamburger meat, but right now he looks just as clean as Jacobs. So good on him. Jacobs fighting the kind of fight apparently he needed to fight. He's a huge underdog. Jacobs 20-1 the favorite.
I'm trying to figure out, you know, Jacobs' game plan or his strategy. It's like he's confused between styles or between, you know, instructions from his corner. You know, when he's had a trainer for such a long time, and Andre Rozier, and now he's with someone else. I don't know, maybe there's chemistry lacking there or instructions that aren't being followed.
There's a nice combination finished off by a right hand for Gabriel Rosado.
Rosado looked sharp right there. Those were counter shots. It was a left and right hook, and he ended it with a nice right hand. I mean, these are sharp shots.
Hey, and Rosado usually finishes strong in the championship rounds. We saw what he did against Selecki in that fight. Dropped him twice.
Well, as we get into these championship rounds, Rosado's confidence is only going to grow. I mean, he's not banged up, he's not having his face all cut up like he has in previous fights. He's going to feel good about himself.
And here we're going to see Rosado with the sharp punching we're talking about, but it's defensive counter punching. Look right there, he touched him in the body just to land that left hook upstairs, chopping right hand.
Neither man really even breathing heavy. That's what's surprising.
Well, because they haven't really had to expend their energy.
Yeah,
you know, they haven't thrown punches in combinations.
Yeah.
And, you know, Jacobs from Brooklyn, they say Brooklyn goes hard, but right now Brooklyn's going careful, you know, and that's good for the Philly fighter and Rosado. Both of them missed big right hands right there.
Nice to see him throwing them at least. Chris, you talked about him perhaps having a multi-million-dollar fight on the way, and maybe that should inspire him. But this is a guy who's made a ton of money from Triple G, ton of money from Canelo Alvarez fights. Maybe he doesn't have that will and desire that perhaps he once had to steal the show in these fights.
That's what happens when you start making big money.
Good left hook there.
But I don't think that's the case here. I still go back to changing trainers. When you've been with someone so long, and you've had success with so long, like Jacobs did with Andre Rozier, it's that chemistry that's lacking. It has to be.
You know, I've never pretended to be a boxer, never stepped in the ring, but if someone told me, if you win this last round, you're probably going to win the fight, and you will most likely get millions of dollars, I think I would be going crazy with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, because you don't know what you're doing. I think Rosado should continue being disciplined.
Okay, what should Jacobs do?
Doing.
What should Jacobs do right now?
Jacobs obviously is not going to change anymore. He already gave you 11 rounds. He had 11 rounds, almost half an hour of fighting to do something big, and now you want him to do it and condense that into 3 minutes? It'll be stupidity for him to do that right now. He had his chance.
Stop.
You know, a fight, a 12-round fight is like a, I know you don't play chess, but it's like the beginning, the opening, the middle game. There's no middle game here for Jacobs. Now you want him to go straight into the end game? It doesn't work that way in boxing.
I've seen a lot of 12th round knockouts when a guy looks like he's down and out or not having a good night. All it takes is one punch. That's the selling point in boxing. One punch can change everything, but tonight, not enough punches from either guy to change much of anything, but somebody's got to win it, and it may very well be Gabe Rosado. Jacobs a 20-1 favorite. Rosado puts his fist to the air, and he may have done it, Sergio.
Even if Daniel Jacobs gets this decision, somehow, some way, that man right there with his hands in the air won this fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action here at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, we now go to the judges' scorecards. Here are the totals. Judge Frederick Flutie has the bout 115, 113 Rosado. Judge Fernando Barbosa has the bout 115, 113 Jacobs. And Judge Michael Tate has the bout 115, 113, declaring your winner by split decision from Philadelphia, from Brooklyn, New York, Daniel Jacobs.
Daniel Jacobs got the win. A bit of a misstatement there from Jeremiah Gallegos. It is Brooklyn's Daniel Jacobs who gets the win. Split decision, 115-113. 2 for Jacobs, 1 for Gabe Rosado. Your reaction?
That was a Freudian slip by Jeremiah Gallegos. He said Philadelphia. We thought he meant Philadelphia, but he meant Brooklyn, and he meant Daniel Jacobs. I mean, I don't know about what to say about this decision.
What do you mean you don't know what to say about it? We thought it was very close, and that's about as close as it can be without a draw. And, you know, I said in that 12th round, why aren't these guys, more on Jacobs, why aren't these guys going crazy to win this round? And it came down to that 12th and final round.